everyone, you're joining us today on Don Bosco Youth Network Zambia. I'm your host, Alice Perry. Now, one of the sectors of the Salesians of Don Bosco in the ZMB Vice Province is the Lay Missionary Partners. And for many years now, we have been receiving different volunteers from different countries in Europe, especially Poland, under the care of Warsaw and Krakow centers. And today we have with us Father Pavel, who is the representative of the General Counselor for Missions in Rome, Italy, and Father Christopher Kunda, who is the Provincial Youth Ministry Delegate. They are going to help us understand and explain better the importances of missionary volunteering. So without further ado, to our dear fathers, welcome. So the first question is for you, Father Pavel. Kindly introduce yourself as in your full name.
So thank you, Alice, for such a nice introduction. I am really Pavel. It's the name like Paul, Saint Paul, and in my language, Czech language, is Pavel. Pavel Ženíšek is the full name. And so I come from the Czech Republic, which is a small country in Central Europe, and I've been working there in the provincial house as a delegate for the missions for 5 years. And then since September 2020 I was called to Rome, to the general house, where I'm working in a sector for the Salesian missions. And my role is more about the volunteers, so following a bit the volunteers in the Salesian world, and also some missionaries, new missionaries, especially in Europe, but also in other parts of Salesian world.
Okay. So would you mind explaining what the Salesian missionary volunteering is all about?
Yeah, so the Salesian missionary volunteering or volunteer service, this is something which in some countries is already working for 50 years, like in Ecuador, for example. So it's not quite new, but in many other countries we start with this volunteer service. Does it mean not only Salesians are working with the young, but also the volunteers, young people who want to be close to the Salesians and also work in the mission. And we have, I would say, 3 kinds of those volunteers. One is the international volunteer, some young man or woman who goes to the different countries, to the foreign countries, and working there. Then we have the national volunteers. Does it mean inside one country, for example, here in Zambia, one volunteer goes from one place, to another community, and working there. And then we have the local volunteers, which I have seen here in Zambia very much active, those who are working in the place where they are coming from.
Interesting. Would you kindly tell us why you decided to visit the ZMB Vice Province?
Yeah, first I wanted to see this beautiful country,
wow.
With these beautiful people, beautiful women.
Thank you.
And also I wanted to, we discussed in our sector, because I'm not alone with Father Alfred Maravilla, who is the counselor, but we are 4 of us in the team, and we discussed which country would be nice to visit and also to enrich ourselves, because the Salesian work is very nice in some countries in a special way. So we said, Zambia, they are working with the volunteers. There are quite many missionaries, so I think 30 missionaries which make part of this province. So it would be nice to meet especially the young missionaries, and also some like young Salesians, the Salesians in the formation. So these 3 goals were like mine, to meet the missionaries, the missionary volunteers, and young Salesian in formation. And I would say that it helped me a lot that with Father Chris, because he was always with me, and we traveled all over Zambia, but I saw quite many things, many people I met, and the volunteers here are really great.
We have young people volunteering and under formation from SDB communities and also from the FMA communities, Salesian sisters. We have already started a few years back, slowly but sure, and the group is getting shape. As Father alluded to, he made literally all those whom we are training towards this goal, all in our centers, because we have at least a good number of the young people who have decided to venture into Salesian Mission Volunteer. We have young people volunteering and under formation from SDB communities and also from the FMA communities, Salesian sisters.
So Father Pavel, after visiting a few Salesian missions, could you kindly share with us your impression and tell us if there is good ground for the growth of missionaries in the ZMB?
Zambian people are very welcoming and very relaxed, patient. We spoke with Father in the car and we traveled, hours and hours. So that in comparison with the other African countries, here is really, I feel very well and welcomed in all places which I visited. And I think I realized that the Salesians and young people were dealing with me normally, like a normal Salesian. As for the volunteers, I love them because they are full of life, they are really active, some, not all, but many of them, some starting, in this group which Father Chris started, like a formation group for those guys. So this is what I realized, that here is really nice, prepared, and the soil, the potential is really big here.
Before we conclude our program, kindly give a piece of advice to the young people out there considering the Salesian Mission Volunteer.
It's missionary because there we spread the good news, evangelization. So as they do their work, the main purpose of the volunteers is to spread the good news of Jesus Christ, to evangelize, and this is what to basically tell young people when they want to join us. And this could be maybe my words of encouragement to those who are listening, especially young people, yes, also to adults, that this is a way of service, that we bring forth our lay character to this religious congregation, and then with our professionalism, all right, we contribute to the mission.
Yes.
For the young people, lastly, this approach requires plenty of preparation. As we said, we have this group, but we are still undergoing plenty of formation. So they really understand what they're trying to do. Eventually, we shall see what happens about sending them here and there, but otherwise it requires preparation, it requires readiness, and commitment. All right, so this is basically my job as a provincial delegate to form, to coordinate our youth ministry, but most especially to form. In this case, to form lay mission partners, as we're discussing, especially about these volunteers who are trying to participate in the mission in that manner. So this could be my words like this, that young people, you are free not to understand more about this. When you visit any Salesian community, we can give you more information about this. You have already your friends who are doing very well in our centers and they are being formed. We have the witness of their fruits, their commitment already. So go ahead, understand more about this and participate in our mission as lay mission partners.
Would you like to say something?
It's great that somebody like Father Chris started this formation of the young volunteers. So it requires also the formation of us, of Salesians, Don Bosco, because we want to travel, we want to work together and share the mission with the young, because as Don Bosco did, no? Not alone, not only Salesians, but all the movement of the young people. So maybe
Alright, it's been lovely having you both. You've been very pleasant. We have come to the end of our show. I really do hope you liked it, and if you're inspired, please do not hesitate to join the Young Salesian Missionary Volunteering Group. It's a very fruitful group, and it would be something to do for people out there. From my whole production crew and I, it's a bye-bye from Father Pavel.
thank you, bye-bye.
Father Christopher.
Thank you, bye.
Have a good day.